This video will cover how to get started on your jobber profile. So when a quote is sent over to you, it will come in form of email or text message. The subject will read quote from Details Landscape. So when you click on that, you'll see this. And when you do see this, it will populate that your quote is for $0. And that is because nothing has been recommended or accepted on your end. We're simply giving you the option to choose whatever services you like. So let's go ahead and click View Estimate. When you open up the estimate, you will see this. First service listed here is mowing. Mowing typically ranges between 24 and 28 visits annually. We go ahead and populate right in the middle there at 26 visits. In the event that you'd like to pay for the whole year in advance for the 5% discount, we give you some sort of base number as to how much you'll actually be investing for the full year. And we obviously track every mowing visit, so if you don't get the full 26, we will credit you one visit, or if we end up mowing it 27 or 28 times, you'll just be billed $49.99 times the amount of extra visits above 26. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and approve the mowing, so I'm going to click that. Moving down, this here says bed weed control spray. This cell here is synonymous with this cell here. So right here you can see it says 1 of 2 and 2 of 2. Basically, this is our standard weed control program that's billed monthly from the months March through September. So the first visit will be a pre-emergent, which is similar to like a preen, if you're aware of that, but it's a commercial product, much stronger, and that product is known as Snapshot. So if you're to select this box, you're automatically selecting this box as well. You'll get 2 visits within a month. They don't always occur at the same time, and that is why they're spaced here as 2 separate line items. So if I was going to accept the bed weed control program, I'm going to click both these boxes, and I'll be billed for 7 months at $49.99 as they occur. Now, if you're somebody who prefers not to use chemicals on the property and you'd prefer everything to be done hand weeding, you wouldn't check these boxes and you'd instead check hand weeding only. Bed weed control, hand weeding only. This is billed at $60 per hour weeding. Obviously, we can't provide a price until the hours are actually accumulated, so you're a little bit more in the unknown as to how much you'd be spending. But in this case, it's usually not a whole lot of weeding per each property, but you would understand generally how many weeds grow on your property and what you could expect. And if you'd like an expectation of cost for hand weeding, you can always request changes here at the bottom and just go ahead and type out any questions that you have. I'm going to go back and check off spray and hand weeding, this combined monthly program. Moving down, spring cleanup is pretty standard. That's going to be the first service that would occur this spring, picking up sticks, deadheading perennials, ornamental grasses, removing any leaves and general debris in the beds and the lawn areas. I'm going to check that one off. Mulching, whatever color you pick will be right here. If you don't agree with the color that's listed there, again, you can come down here and hit request changes and ask for that to be modified. I'm going to go ahead and check this. Shrub trimming, spring or summer. This trimming usually occurs late May through June. That's why it says spring or summer. It's kind of right there in between. This is typically the heaviest shrub trimming of the year, while fall is more of a general shaping for the winter months. So you don't necessarily have to click both of these, sign up for both of these rather, but one thing that we have run into often is if you were to click just the fall shrub trimming here for $195 instead of $295, this price is based on having far less trimming necessary because the spring and summer shrub trimming has already occurred. So if you're just to select fall shrub trimming, we're going to come back to you and say it's going to have to be at this price. So we'll end up resending the quote, deleting spring or summer shrub trimming, and increasing this cost to $295 because it's going to be a far more substantial shrub trimming. Let's say in this case I accept just one and I skip the fall shrub trimming. In that case we'd be fine, no changes necessary. Now, moving down to fall cleanup, keep in mind if you are a mowing client of ours, we pick up leaves via mowing equipment almost all the way through Thanksgiving time frame. We find it to be far more efficient than blowing them by hand. So if you're one of our mowing clients and select fall cleanup, this is mainly for deadheading or cutting back perennials, sticks, general leaf pickup. However, if you're signed up for mowing, that will be covered on these tabs that we're getting into next. If you're not one of our mowing clients and you select fall cleanup, if there's substantial leaves throughout the property that we're not able to foresee at this time, anything additional to this cost will be billed at $60 per hour. So just keep that in mind whether you're a mowing client or non-mowing client, this can vary. Now, hand in hand with fall cleanup, most of our mowing clients sign up for at least one leaf control visits. It's often 4 if it's a very wooded property, or 2 if it's semi-wooded. We really highly recommend, if you have a wooded property, to do the 4 bi-weekly visits. This prevents leaves from really accumulating significantly to the point where it's hard to end up moving them, or our vacuum equipment is bogging down just because of the general volume. Now, if you don't have any trees on the property and it's mostly grass, your neighbors don't have a lot of trees, you could get away with just 1 visit. We would stop mowing shortly after Thanksgiving or about Thanksgiving, sometimes earlier, and we'd reserve this 1 visit for late November, around Thanksgiving or when all leaves have fallen. So this is totally optional. Usually the pricing remains somewhat the same. We just recommend you use 2 or 4 visits at least if you have a good bit of leaves on the property, or just 1 if it's mainly grass. So in this case, let's assume my property is semi-wooded. I'm going to select the 2 monthly visits. Moving down here, there's going to be 3 lawn packages available. Details Essentials Lawn Package, Essentials Lawn Plus, and Lawn Pro Package. The biggest difference with these is the number of visits. So 4 is basically the bottom end, the minimum we'd recommend doing within a given year. 5 makes it pop just a little bit more because you're getting this 3rd application in round 3, which keeps things looking nice throughout summer, and also gives us a chance to spray the nutsedge and crabgrass that may be popping up. If you're not familiar with nutsedge and crabgrass, they're 2 of the most dominant weeds within lawns, and they require a specific chemical to get actually rid of them. Now, finally, the Lawn Pro package is an additional visit for 6 total, and what that gets you is also this mid-summer round. It's usually just a generic fertilizer to help keep things green. This usually goes down right in advance of rain. It keeps things a little healthier throughout the hot summer months. Let's say in this case I sign up for the middle package, Details Lawn Plus, Essentials Plus, and I'm going to scroll down here. You're going to see 4 more options for lawn care specifically. Now, this is lime. Lime is very underrated across the area. If you haven't had lime in several years, or maybe never, I would highly suggest it. It really helps to balance the soil pH, and you'll see a big difference. Potassium also helps promote root growth. These 2 are basically optional add-ons, which would be tagged on to one of these rounds within your lawn care package. Finally, flea and tick is a application that can be put down that basically kills and prevents fleas and ticks for up to 30 days. Flea and tick treatment is an option. You can select up to 1 to 5 visits. If you just want to do 2 or 3 a year, all you'd have to do is hit request change here at the bottom and say I would prefer to have less than 5 flea and tick treatments. 5 is really going to give you flawless prevention between flea and tick. The caveat with this, it only lasts up to 30 days. That's why Typically 5 is the most we'll ever put down. However, one to two certainly makes a difference as well with the flea and tick treatment, killing and also preventing them from moving in for 30 days. Lawn aeration and overseed down here at the bottom is your final option. We have a lot of questions as to why this is so expensive. The simple answer is that seed has become very expensive, and we put down a lot of seed when we're doing an aeration and overseed. A lot of companies will really skimp on the seed because they have corporate above them trying to restrict how much they put down. We really try and put down a lot of seed, and we found that it really helps grass to pop if we just increase our seeding rate a bit. So if your price here in this case is $600, there's a good chance that there's at least 25% of that in seed. So in this case, something around $150 of seed, which is about the cost of a 50-pound bag. So let's say I never got lime, and I'm gonna go ahead and click lime because I want that. I already get potassium in some of my lawn applications, so I'm not gonna worry about that. I'll go ahead and do 2 flea and tick treatments. I don't quite want 5, and I'm gonna say please lower to 2 flea and tick treatments, and I'm gonna hit send request here. Now that is gonna close out my job here, and after you request the flea and tick to be dropped to 2, we on our end will change that and go ahead and resend it to you. You'll get another email again, view estimate. Gonna open up this quote again, and as we scroll down, it will show that we have updated this to 2 treatments. Now you can see it unchecked all the boxes that we previously had checked, so you're going to have to redo that, and I'll do it just the same as I had before. Lime. I'm going to do the 2 flea and tick treatments, and I might even do aeration and overseed because my lawn's getting a little spotty. Now you look over this and everything looks good. Scroll down here to the bottom and click approve. You're going to type your name in here, so in this case I'm typing John Doe. I'm going to hit approve, and this quote has been approved. Now on our end, it will show that John Doe has approved estimate number 285, and all we have to do is simply hit convert to job. And when we do that, we will go ahead and schedule all of that. And after it's scheduled, you can just go to our website, and up here on the top right, you click the member icon. It will open this screen and say need some work done. So if at some point midway in the season you accumulate a little pile of sticks that fell from a tree, you can simply go into our website, request work, and say please remove pile of sticks at end of driveway. You can also schedule an appointment. In this case, this is probably pretty simple and you don't need to schedule an appointment. If that's the case, you would just click anytime, and we'd go, if after you hit submit, it'll prompt us to present a quote. Let's say in this case you're saying I would like a patio estimate with a fire pit and lighting. What day works for you? Well, for me, I can do Friday, or if that doesn't work for you, I'm available, let's say Monday, and afternoons are best for me. You hit submit and we'll get back to you with some suggested times. Now in this case, we're not looking at request new work, we're just coming in here to see what we actually have accepted and to view our current profile. When you open this, it'll show just one in your case. In this case, I've sent 2 estimates to John Doe, but this is the last one we did, so I'll go ahead and click this, and it shows all the services I've checked off here. It shows my signature down here at the bottom. It shows my annual investment. And it also leaves all of these prices and services in here if you're ever to go ahead and accept those. Now, if I want a copy of this contract, I can go ahead and hit download PDF, and I can print this at my house if I so choose to. Showing some of the other features over here. If I'm going to schedule an appointment, it'll show appointments here. Past invoices, upcoming invoices will all be shown here. Here's your wallet where you will need to add a payment method, and I encourage you to do this as soon as your account is set up, because we actually won't be starting work this year until payment method is set up. If you don't have a payment method set up, we'll actually send you an email directly, which you simply click in here. You can put your card information and go from there. Now, if you want to contact us, you hit contact and it shows our business hours here. Although it reads we're closed on Saturday and Sunday, we truly are oftentimes here. So if you'd like to reach us on Saturday or Sunday, it's worth a shot. And the final feature on here is refer a friend. If you're to refer a friend to us, we'll go ahead and give you $100 off your bill. So you can either copy this link and send it to them in text or email down here below. That really covers everything as far as Jobber goes. Please remember that we will not be billing at the end of each month for all the combined services performed in that month. If a mowing visit is completed on a Monday, it should be auto-charged by Monday afternoon, if not Tuesday morning. So you'll see almost instantaneous charges for all the services we've completed. That has several reasons behind it, but the main one is that people like to know what they're spending on as it occurs. Decreases disputes at the end of the month of services not being done or have been done, and also allows us to get paid a little faster, because if we complete a big project, let's say April 1st, and we send the invoice April 30th, we're going nearly 45, sometimes 60 days without being paid for that service, and it sometimes can put some pressure on us during the busy season. So that's it for Jobber. I hope that was helpful, and have a great day.